Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to a different kind of video. I do these every so often. These little talky videos about I'm just talking about whatever it is that's on my mind. So by the title and the thumbnail of this video, it revolves something around growing up. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. The last time I had a little talky video was my surgery last year. And for those of you who commented saying your condolences, I thank you. And I just want to be talking about growing up. So I have a small list of things I want to talk about, and of course there's going to be stuff playing in the background, so you don't have to just watch me reading off of a pseudo script. So you'll be watching other stuff. But let's just start from the beginning. I'm at this point of recording. Valentine's Day of 23. Happy Single Awareness Day, everybody. I'm 20 years old. I moved out of my parents' house a week before I turned 20. So I was still 19. I signed papers and I was given the keys to my first house. I'm not going to say where it is. I'm not going to show pictures of it, but I got my first house with me and my roommate. Once again, not giving him his official title, but me and him signed papers and we moved in mid-April. It's interesting to think about as 20 years old, moving out of your parents and doing everything on your own. Because when my dad was my age, when my dad was younger, he was expected to move out 18 and even earlier and be completely self-sufficient on his own. And of course, my dad expected that for me, but that did not go the way that it planned to. So after I graduated high school in 2020, yeah, 2020 is when I graduated, I was given 1 year without having to pay rent at my parents' house. Now, some of you may think that paying rent at your parents' house is kind of stupid, but I mean, what are you going to do? This is his house. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Anyway, so I turned 19, and my dad said, "No, hey man, gonna have to start paying rent." I'm like, okay. I always thought it was horrible and stupid doing it, but I mean, whatever. So eventually, I started paying rent for my own room in my parents' house, and this happened for less than a year, and I didn't notice it at the time, but he was teaching me how to handle my money and pay the most important things first. Because the most important thing when it comes to bills is, of course, rent, and then your car payment, your loans, if you have that, and then the things that come after that. Like if you want to get, like in my case, I like to get Sprite. Sprite's my favorite soda. I get a case of Sprite if I have $10 lying around, and that sort of thing. And it's very interesting that I was taught this. It's very interesting that at 19 I started doing this, and then as I'm about to turn 21, I've got this I got this in the bag, and I am struggling right now because my roommate's going to be moving out to a couple of his buddies, and I was expecting to be at this house by myself. This is a 3-bedroom house, single wide, but it's still 3 bedrooms, and this has been my own place. This is my own spot, my own room. I've never had my own room until I was 18. I've always shared a room, or I always got kicked out of my room for someone else. But as I moved and I got to my own place, it's very nice. It's something I don't want to get rid of. With everything changing, it's something I don't really want to get rid of. And which is very interesting. I'm not going to get into huge story details, but basically, back in 2012, my dad had to move due to jobs not being around here when we were living up in Idaho, and so he moved to North Dakota for oil trucking, and he didn't want to leave his family behind, so we eventually moved over there. And it sucked. He built our own. He built his own house, 2-story house in the middle of the mountain, right? of the mountain, which is, I believe it's still there, and it's really cool. But we moved from this 7-8 bedroom house to a single wide with 3 bedroom, and it sucked. This came into my mind because I was 10 years old when this happened, and my dad had to essentially change everything for the better of his family, and I'm in this a pseudo situation of that where I just have to change for myself, and that kind of gave me that final push of saying, okay, I can deal with this. I can figure this out on my own. It's not that big of a deal. And so this brings me to the second point. This is all in the first point. It's been 6.5 minutes of recording. But my dad called me one day last week, basically saying that I'm not a failure. And it's something that I never expect anything to tell me, because I was telling this to my mom the other day, and how I'm stressed, because life is hard. Everything is so expensive, and there's not enough to go around. And with all of my medical issues, like I have horrible asthma, I have to get another nose surgery, which I've been waiting since December to figure out when that'll be, and there is no answer from any party. I've made multiple phone calls numerous times throughout the week, and there is just no answer. And so with the way the with the way that everything might be going, I think my surgery will be in April. Do you know what else is in April? My lease is up in April, and my birthday is also in April, and I am expecting to fly down to Florida to hang out with my family, and that's a whole lot of stuff happening in 1 month. So I'm trying to get everything situated and spaced out so I can do this. But going back to what I was saying, my dad called me one day like 6 o'clock in the morning, basically going over what I talked with my mom about the day prior, which is how I'm stressed out. I am not having sleep. I haven't slept in a long time, and he was just telling me that life is different, because when he was my age, everything was a lot easier, and then with my age, with my generation, everything kind of sucks, which it does. It very much does. I'm not gonna fight him on that. Things are pretty shitty, but he was telling me that I am always welcome to move back to my parents' house, which I'm thankful for, because not everyone gets this opportunity or has the ability to do so. I've always been the one that has the shortest straw, or the last pick of everything, and it's a real relief to know that it's not going to be like that forever, And I'm already halfway through the entire list of things I just wanted to talk about, but the fact that they kept both my parents, and even a lot of my coworkers too, who are in their 40s and have kids, and some of them, some of the older people that I work with even have grandkids that I'm telling them my story. They all of them are saying the exact same thing. It's really fucking annoying, but they're saying the same thing, and they are right. Is that life is much harder, and there's nothing I can do about it, and that is frustrating. I was just having this conversation today with, funnily enough, my manager, and me and her, we were talking back and forth while we were taking care of tickets in the kitchen, and we're talking about my situation where she had a really rough life growing up. I said I'm not going to give any details or names or any of that stuff because reasons, but we had a nice conversation, and she was even telling me the exact same thing, is that just life for right now is fucking sucks, man. Everything is so expensive, and even when people are in their 40s, like right now she's 40, and she can't even afford all that much stuff. And she's telling me that just because I can't do it right now doesn't mean that I'm not the only one. And I kind of took that to heart. I know that I could figure it out because I'm me, and I'm confident. It's this little hurdle that I need to get over, and that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about. That's kind of what I've been going through the last 3 months, which is why I haven't done anything YouTube-wise. I said I'm trying to get my housing situation fixed, get my own place, and just fix everything else, you know? I still play video games sometimes. Of course, I always have time for myself. That's why I'm never, like, depressed or even think about it. I don't even think about it a lot. I just always have something to do. Like, for example, I started making comic books again, and this one will be publicly released, hopefully by November or December of this year. And I'm like a quarter way through it. I'm getting the inks done, and of course you'll see some of the ones up on screen if I'm not a lazy bum and do it. But it's a nice little project, but with the fact that I had to get a second job, and I'm working so much over at my first one, it's taken a toll on me and my ability to keep moving. And so I just wanted to share this for you guys, you know, because I'm working 40 hours at my first job, and then I'm even just doing part-time. My second one is just getting a bit too much for me, because I've been working 7 days a week for the last 5 months, working on my tattooing skills. I've been working on just my own business that I have, and it's just taking a toll, which is perfectly fine, because I'm only human. Everyone else here is too, and it's just for all the younger people out there, maybe younger than me, maybe even older than me, in the same situation that I'm in, is you guys will figure it out, like I am. I'm still figuring out. What the hell do I know? It's very interesting to be in the situation that I'm in now, because when you're 20, to everybody you still seem like just like a kid, but you're also expected to be an adult, which I am thankful for the way I was raised, to the point where these 30, 40, even 50-year-olds that I work with, they see me as one of them, despite being half the age and much more handsome than they are. It's nice to know that you have the respect that you've been trying to work for years, and that it's paid off, and it feels good. It's something that, as I stated previously, I've never had before, and now that I have it, it feels nice, you know? But yeah, I just wanted to share. I don't know how much of this I get to keep. The recording is 15 minutes long now, and I just wanted to share what was going on. So yeah, for all you guys who are this far, and we're just listening to this just because, thank you for watching. If you guys are in a similar situation or have a completely unique situation, feel free to comment that down. Feel free to comment that down below. What do I say? Feel free to comment that down below. I'm interested to see what your guys' stories are. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this little talky video, then thanks for watching. If you want to leave a like, you absolutely can. I'm not going to force you. And if you like my voice, then why don't you subscribe? As I said, if you guys liked the video, hit that like. And if you liked it, hey, why don't you subscribe and stick around for a bit? Love to see you, man. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.